Yandy snaps on Sierra. Slap heard across the set after affair allegations. The cameras were rolling. The lights were blazing. And the air on set. Thick enough to cut with a knife. For days, whispers had been growing louder, spreading like wildfire among the Love and Hip Hop cast. It started as a quiet rumor, an unconfirmed piece of gossip passed in the shadows of green rooms and whispered over cocktails after filming. But now, that rumor had erupted into the full-blown drama that producers secretly pray for. And at the center of it, Yandy Smith Harris and Sierra Gates. The rumor that sparked it all. The word on the street was simple, but explosive. Sierra had allegedly been involved with a man connected to Yandy's inner circle, more specifically, someone Yandy considered off-limits. The name floating around was sensitive enough to shake their years of friendship. Some said it was a mutual business associate, others claimed it was a close family friend. But the heart of the matter was betrayal. For Yandy, loyalty wasn't just a word, it was a code. And anyone who broke that code, they were done. When a producer, accidentally, let slip that Sierra would be confronting Yandy on camera during today's taping, the atmosphere changed instantly. Crew members exchanged looks. Sound guys tightened their mics. The director whispered into his headset. "We're about to have a moment, get ready." The first face-off. Yandy was already seated when Sierra walked onto the set. The two women locked eyes. No smiles, no hugs, just icy stares that could freeze steel. "Hey, Yand," Sierra started, her voice calm but laced with tension. "Don't, hey, me," Yandy shot back, leaning forward. "You know why we're here." The other cast members seated around the table glanced nervously at each other. Nobody wanted to get in the middle of this. Sierra, dressed in a stunning red jumpsuit, crossed her arms. "I came here to clear my name, not get ambushed." "Clear your name," Yandy laughed sharply. "Girl, the receipts are everywhere. You think I wouldn't find out?" The accusations fly. The air crackled as Yandy reached into her bag and pulled out her phone. With a single swipe, she brought up a series of screenshots, messages between Sierra and the man in question. "These yours?" Yandy asked, holding the phone out so the cameras could catch every word. Sierra squinted at the screen. "You really gonna believe some fake screenshots? That's what we do now." "Fake," Yandy's voice rose. "Then explain why your number's all over them. Explain why the timestamps line up exactly with the night I was at home with my kids, thinking you were my friend." Sierra's defense. Sierra's eyes darted to the other side of the table, where a few cast members were trying hard not to look too invested. "Yandy, I swear on my life, I did not mess with that man. Somebody's trying to set me up. And if you're too blinded by gossip to see that, then maybe you're the fake friend." The word fake hit Yandy like a slap, figuratively, for now. "Oh, I'm the fake one." Yandy stood up, palms pressed flat against the table. "I put you in rooms you could only dream of being in. I vouched for you when nobody else would. And this is how you repay me." The tipping point. It happened so fast, nobody saw it coming. Sierra leaned back in her chair, smirked, and muttered under her breath. "Maybe if you kept your man in check, none of this would have happened." The table went silent. A crew member audibly gasped. In reality TV, there are certain lines you don't cross, and that was one of them. Yandy's eyes went wide. She stepped around the table, closing the distance between her and Sierra. "What did you just say?" she demanded. "You heard me," Sierra replied, her tone cool but her eyes daring Yandy to react. And react she did. The slap heard across the set. In one swift motion, Yandy's hand came up and landed across Sierra's cheek with a sharp crack that echoed through the soundstage. Gasps erupted. The boom mic operator nearly dropped his equipment. Security scrambled forward, but they were too slow. Sierra's head snapped to the side, her hair falling over her face. She sat frozen for a moment, stunned, not so much by the pain, but by the audacity. Then, slowly, she turned back toward Yandy, her eyes blazing. Oh, you gonna put your hands on me? On camera, you just ended your own career. Producers panic. The director's voice boomed through the earpieces of the crew. Cut, cut, get security in there now. 2 large security guards rushed in, positioning themselves between the women. But neither Yandy nor Sierra seemed ready to back down. I'm not finished, Yandy shouted over their shoulders. You're gonna learn today that I'm not the one. You already learned I'm not scared of you, Sierra shot back. The tension was electric, the kind that made for ratings gold but gave producers ulcers. The fallout. Filming shut down for the day. Cast members milled around in shock, whispering about what had just happened. One producer cornered Yandy off camera, urging her to think about the legal implications. You can't just go around slapping people, especially not with a dozen cameras on you, he warned. Yandy, still breathing hard, wiped a tear from her eye. She crossed the line. You can spin it however you want in editing, but I'm not letting someone disrespect me and my family. Sierra, meanwhile, was in her dressing room icing her cheek. She'd already called her lawyer, and word was spreading fast that she was considering pressing charges, not just against Yandy, but also against the production company for failing to step in sooner. Social media explosion. By the time the footage leaked to a gossip blog later that evening, the internet had lost its collective mind. Twitter X lit up with hashtags like #YandySlap and #SierraDrama. Some fans took Yandy's side, praising her for defending her honor. Others accused her of doing too much and falling for messy producer setups. Instagram Reels replayed the slap in slow motion, complete with dramatic music edits. TikTok creators reenacted the scene with spoons and pillows. In less than 24 hours, the clip had millions of views. The public statements. Yandy took to Instagram Live, her hair pulled back and her expression dead serious. Let me be clear, loyalty means everything to me. I'm not perfect, but I will never let anyone disrespect my family. I didn't start this, but I finished it. Sierra posted her own video minutes later, her cheeks slightly red but makeup flawless. This is what happens when people believe lies instead of talking to you like an adult. I don't need to slap anyone to prove I'm telling the truth. I'll let my lawyer handle it. Behind the scenes. Producer's dilemma. Off camera, the network executives had a decision to make. The incident was pure ratings gold, but it also came with the risk of lawsuits and bad press. One executive reportedly said in a meeting, "We can't condone violence, but we also can't ignore the fact that this might be the most talked about moment in the show's history." The compromise. Air the footage, but with heavy disclaimers and a blurred shot of the actual contact. But by then, it hardly mattered, the unedited clip was already viral. The reunion tease. Weeks later, rumors swirled that both women had agreed to appear at the upcoming season reunion. Fans speculated whether they'd be seated on opposite couches, or whether security would need to stand between them. A leaked promo voiceover hinted. One friendship shattered. One slap that shook the set. Can Yandy and Sierra find peace, or will this reunion end in chaos? Spoiler. It probably wasn't going to end in peace. Personal toll. In the weeks following the incident, Yandy admitted privately to friends that she felt drained by the drama. It's not just a show anymore, she told one confidant. This feels real. Sierra, on her end, doubled down on her innocence, insisting she'd been framed. I'm not saying I'm perfect, she said during an off-camera dinner with another castmate. But I don't mess with people's men. That's not my style. The bigger picture. For viewers, the slap was entertainment. For the cast, it was a turning point. Relationships were shifting, alliances were breaking, and the producers, they were already plotting how to top it next season. As one crew member put it, shaking his head after the chaos. This wasn't just reality TV. This was reality, with a camera. And so, the legend of the slap heard across the set was born, immortalized in memes, reaction videos, and endless debates about who was right, who was wrong, and whether loyalty or restraint should come first. Final scene. The camera fades to black as Yandy storms out of the set, heels clicking against the floor, muttering to herself.